Hi everyone, welcome back on this lovely sunny morning after all the rain. You're very welcome. And today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple little snowman out of a white sports sock and some rice. Okay, so first of all I'm going to just run through the things that you'll need to make this snowman, or snowperson in fact I should say. So, a white sports sock. I tend to use quite small ones, so not one with a very long end to it. And you'll need some kind of a container, a measuring jug, and your rice, a cup, and you also need some felt, coloured felt, but particularly you need a piece of orange felt. You need some white card, black card, a black marker, some glue, strong glue, Bostik glue, or some other stick type glue, scissors, string, and some jewels to decorate possibly. Okay, so this is a very simple project. We're going to start with stuffing the white sock. The reason I've got this container here is it's quite difficult if you're working on your own to fill a sock with rice. So if you have some kind of a tall container like that, you can put the sock over the top, and it means you can fill it with rice without having to try and use one hand to do it, okay? So usually for the base of the snowman, you have a circle at the bottom and a circle at the head. You need about 1.5 cups of a normal size mug of rice. How much rice you need is of course dependent on the size of your sock. So I can't give you an exact measurement. When you make the snow person, you will have to judge it for yourself. Push the rice down, and then you can take the first lot out, and you'll see that it's filled a good section of the bottom of the sock. I'm going to just shake it down like that, and I'm going to push it down with my hands till it makes a nice firm base for the snowman, and squeeze it like that. Take a little bit of string. I'm going to use this thick string here. Maybe I would usually use something a little bit less obvious, but just it'll help you see it and it won't distract at all. I'm going to tie the string around the top like this, and then you can just pull it down a bit, just make it nice and firm. You can pull it down a bit just to make it feel so that when you've got that nicely sort of firm inside and the string tight, double knot, you can snip those off. Okay. Now the second time for the head, you won't be able to use that in quite the same way. Sometimes you can use things like sellotape, but this one's too big, but I'm just showing it you to show how it can work, and you can put this over the top of the sellotape. But I'm just going to try and do it with my hands. So for the head, it's about 1 mug for the head. Always a little bit less. Actually, maybe what I'll do is transfer that into the measuring jug. It'll help me to get the rice in because it's got a spout. Okay. Once again, shake the rice down. Now maybe that I've put a little bit too much in that for the head, and I think I have, so I'm just going to take a small bit out. There's a little bit of just judging with your own sock, because every sock is going to be different. That's not too bad. That's quite a good ratio between the head and the body. So once again, pull all the rice down, hold it like that, take a small bit of string, and tie the top nice and tightly. Okay, now you'll see kind of handily the heel of the sock is making the shape of the face, which is quite nice. So bring your body round to the front so that the heel is facing towards you. Snip off these. And one thing you'll notice is that the whole thing is kind of moving around here, and you don't want it to. You want it to be nice and steady. So if you use the strong glue, the Bostik glue, and just a good bit around here, around the back as well. Okay. And you'll need to set that aside now while the glue dries. You don't want to move it around too much while it's still drying. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is make a hat for the snowman. I'm just drawing a circle onto the black card around a glass. That will make the rim of the hat, the brim of the hat, and cover it over. Fold it in half and draw around a semicircle on the inside. It's not perfect, it doesn't have to be. This is how you make the top hat. That's the brim of the hat. To make the top hat part, the top hat, once again, I'm doing this by eye. This piece measures about 7 inches by 2 inches, I'd say, but it's kind of up to you really. You just need it to be long enough really and tall enough. Fold it over, about a third up all the way along like that, and then using the scissors, make little cuts. All the way along, okay, and that will allow you to fold the top hat over and feed it into the centre of that circle. So all I'm going to do is just feed that through like this, leave it, it'll make its own, it'll open to its own size, and then fold these little tabs over so you get the top hat. And then I'm going to use the Pritt stick glue maybe I should have glued this first. I don't know, maybe I will actually glue it first. Yeah, perhaps I will. Probably a bit easier. So take the Pritt stick glue and just glue onto those little tabs all the way along. Open that. And that will make your top hat. You need to do a little bit of glue there at the top just to hold the sometimes you have to hold with your thumb and forefinger for a little while just till the glue properly sets. And there you will have your top hat. Now this top part here is not really necessary, so I'm going to cut that off. Feed that through. So you can see how the snowman is coming together. The next thing we're going to do is to put a face. Very easy. Take your white card, and there's a few different ways you can make eyes. If you want to make an eye that's open, and perhaps looking upwards, draw the inside of the eye to one side of the oval. And I'll just leave a little tiny white circle in the middle there as light shining on the eye. You might want to make the eye look like it's closed, sleeping. So just a semicircle with the eyelashes. Okay. The reason why I'm doing this onto paper rather than directly onto the face of the snowman is because if you go wrong, you can draw it again on the paper, whereas if you mess up on the sock, it's very difficult to put it right. So I think I'm going to go for the open eyes. I like that, they look nice and bright on a nice sunny morning. Cut out the eyes and use your, well, you could use either Pritt stick or the plastic. Actually, I might use that, it's a bit stronger, I'd say. So on this one I'm going to make the eye looking upwards to one side. Where did my eye? There it is. And make sure the other eye is going in the same direction. Otherwise you look a bit skew-whiff. Now we're going to make the nose, the carrot nose. The carrot nose is very easy. All you do is cut the shape of a carrot. So slightly rounded and going into a point. And you're going to attach it there just on the rounded tip. Put the glue just on the rounded tip. And glue it so that the carrot can stick outwards. Now, at the moment, it doesn't have a mouth. And it's, once again, it's up to you what kind of mouth you want to do. Do you want to do a smile? Do you want to do a little round, surprised one? I'm going to be using one of these outliner pens. I've shown you these before. You could equally draw it onto the paper and stick it on, but I'm going to just trust. And as you can see, I've made the smile slightly higher on one side to give it a bit of a cheeky look. I might just move that into the shade there because I think that the sun is a bit bright. Okay, so our Snowperson is coming together. Now I think it would be nice to make the Snowperson a scarf. So I think I'm going to go for red. I like the dark red. It's a nice contrast, and it keeps the orange felt looking nice and bright. With these felts, they usually come in a kind of an A4 size, so you probably need the whole length of one side. I'm just cutting down, I'm not measuring it or anything, just trusting my eyes. I'm going to pull it out a little bit, and pull it out a little bit like this, like a scarf would at the end, okay? And I'm also going to cut some fringes. Okay. So we have the scarf made with those little fringes, and all I'm going to do is wrap it around the Snowperson and a little bit of glue to one side. You don't have to tie it into a knot, just lay it across like that. And this felt is quite good. You can really animate it, you know, make it stick up, and it looks nice and cozy. Now, just a couple of things to finish. One is to make arms. Make arms. Cut 2 bits of the black card, and you're just going to cut out something that looks like a little twig. Usually I put 3 stems on it. Doesn't matter what the shape is. Something like that. Okay? And once again I'm going to make another one. You could get actual twigs from the garden and use those. That could look good too. I think if I just tuck it underneath the scarf. And fold it up. That looks pretty good. Okay. And lastly, a little Christmas ribbon around the top. I think looks nice. There you go, there's endless possibilities with the Snowperson. You can make different kinds of hats, a Santa hat. You know, you could put it on a base and add sparkles, or add sparkles to the hat. Totally up to you. Thank you.